Hey, it's Janelle. I'm coming to you live. I wanted to, hold on one second, we're going to wait. Hey, it's Janelle. I'm coming to you this afternoon. I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I've been really working on that I feel are really relevant right now and very important to what we're doing here. And so give me a second and let me make sure that I'm all up and running. One of the things that I had discussed yesterday real quickly as it came in intuitively was the amazing conversations that I get to have with my Soul Legacy clients. And one of the things that we go into is embodying your soul legacy empire. I'm going to scoot up my chair because I'm short, but I'm really tall, if you know what I mean. Is embodying the impact and the soul legacy empire that that you're meant to leave here and that you want to have. And one of the pieces that for me has been driving me, and one of the driving forces in my conversations is helping intuitives really understand wealth, and not just, being a coach and attracting, 6 and 7 figures, but how do you create sustainable wealth? And what is the legacy that you want to leave behind? Because it's not just about that piece, right? It's about building an empire and changing the generational wealth within your family, within your kids' dynamics, and setting a new foundation. And that includes leveraging wealth. And this is something that I think that a lot of money-minded people talk about, but not a lot of spiritual people have the combination between the two things, meaning wealth and understanding, but also really strong intuition and the ability to understand that energy. And at least from what I've seen, a lot of intuitives, we tend to go in the flow and the rhythm of things, and we don't think about long-term. And in my Soul Legacy sessions, one of the things that is different that I discuss is what ways that you can grow your wealth and abundance, and letting your wealth work for you instead of always serving money, and understanding how you want to work with the frequency, not my way. There's tons of ways around money that people are teaching, but it's their way. I like to unfold with people what their relationship to wealth on a soul level is, and how to work with that instead of serving money. And learning how to work with that frequency as a whole, I think, is very important for people right now. And one of the things that I'm actually working on is getting the codes downloaded for what my experience is with that, because I just got downloaded the 20 laws around wealth and abundance just recently, and now I'm understanding and unwrapping this piece around how intuitives do wealth differently than all other people. And so when it comes to the soul legacy piece, like currently I'm working with one client who they needed to hire, say, 6 employees, but they didn't, and they knew intuitively that this is what they needed to do, but they didn't know how, and they weren't in a position to pay for these clients, the employees, and nor did they have the employees at the ready. And so we made some shifts and some adjustments, and they jumped off the cliff. And we worked on the mindset that they needed to have to bring in the right employees that were aligned with the frequency that they were moving into. The other thing that we had to switch up was trusting, allowing. So we had to work on that as well. And the income to show up to pay those employees within their company. And this is not a spiritual, it's not a spiritual company. It's not a coaching business. It's not a yoga studio. It's not an artist or anything like that. This is a traditional company. And this is one of the things that I love, is to play with the dichotomy around a spiritual business with a spiritual person, and then a traditional business with a spiritual person, and how they unfold. And I like to shake it up. I like to change both arenas, because I think there's room for growth in both ways. I don't always just want to work with intuitives. I like to play with both fields, because that's the frequency that I come in. Like, my first business was a brick and mortar business, and then I brought my spiritual channel to that, and learned how to leverage wealth within that. When you're able to step into that frequency of wealth and alignment in that way within a traditional business, it changes the whole entire dynamic around that poverty mindset and serving money versus letting money serve you. And so I just wanted to pop on here and talk about that real quick, because I think that, you know, with all of the unfolding that we have going on right now, and the, you know, topic of discussion being, you know, the economy and, you know, inflation and housing prices and gas prices and whatnot, there's a way to shift that paradigm, and it is that we all work together. So tune in for more. I'll see you soon. Bye.